has good clinical results, good clinical decisions.
I think that we are very comparable to hospitals in a big city. We do laparoscopic colon resections.
I've been here 35 years, and I think overall it's been very good with both the art and the science of medicine.
It's the best kept secret. It sure is. I think we've got a lot to offer that the big hospitals have to offer, and people just don't know about that.
To start off this week's Ozarks 360, Taylor Jacks follows up on the efforts of the Ozarks community to honor a former student by making a very long journey on foot.
This past weekend, the University of the Ozarks Striders took to the streets in the Little Rock Marathon. There were over 9,000 runners in this race, and among those, 50 were running to benefit the Jake Toll Memorial Scholarship Fund. Among those were faculty, staff, students, and friends of the Toll family, running this race in support of the scholarship. Zach Doty gave us his feelings on running for the cause after finishing the race.
It's really a great feeling to be part of something bigger than me.
After finishing, Jake's mother gives us her view on the importance of this race.
It was real important to keep Jake's memory alive, and his t-shirts are awesome. And I don't know if people know this, but we ran by Jake's elementary school and his high school, so it was very, very cool.
Jake's father and sister share their thoughts on taking this challenge.
What meant the most was that we were doing it, that y'all did it for Jake, for a scholarship. Otherwise, I wouldn't have ever done it.
The University of the Ozarks Striders made it possible for the Jake Toll Memorial Scholarship to be endowed and offer a chance of an education for at least one student to attend Ozarks next year. For KUOZ Channel 6, I'm Taylor Jacks.
The other day I went to the caf, and while I was eating, I wondered, where exactly does my food come from? How does it get made? And where does my plate go when I send it down the line? In order to answer these questions, I infiltrated the cafeteria and went behind the scenes. What exactly does it take in order to prepare a meal for all these people when the crowd goes from this to this?
Oh goodness.
So
you just want to know what it takes to prepare a meal like that. We have menus that we go by. We have recipes that we go by. That's about all it is. We've got menus and recipes that we go by, and then it takes a lot because we do it as much as we can of home cooking and stuff where we're not using the mixes and everything, and we try to batch cook so we don't have a lot of leftovers too, and it's just a lot involved to make sure that we have all the different entrees and different things out there. A regular meal, James, takes us to prepare probably 2.5 to 3 hours to prepare a meal.
Yeah.
See, and he's the one you need to talk to because he's a cook.
Okay.
James, get over here and talk to him.
Well, I've been doing it for 30 years, so I pretty kind of know what I'm doing. I come in, see what the menu is, see what I have to prep for the meal, like cut the meat. Could we have no meat come in pre-cut, cut everything from scratch. We do everything from scratch. Then I look at the recipes and see what we need and throw them together.
As you can see, it takes a lot of hard work and preparation in order to feed this entire campus. So the next time you dog the cafeteria food, just remember all the hard work that was put into it. For Channel 6 News, I'm Patrick Otto.
Life in college can be stressful, especially when it comes to doing homework and studying for tests. For some students, gaming is a way to relieve some of that stress.
It's kind of your own time, away from studying. And
whether it is futuristic, realistic, or sports games, some students can balance both gaming and studying. But how?
We are in school, so the majority of my time is spent on schoolwork, but gaming is an added bonus.
Well, obviously, schoolwork comes first. I like to reward myself actually with gaming. Gaming, or not even just gaming, but mainly after a big project or an essay. that's the best time to play video games. That's for sure. Yeah.
For most students I interviewed, they seem to have things under wraps. Especially Ben Martin.
Well, I wish it was playing video games, but you know, it has to be studies. I mean, I'm a chemistry major, and chemistry majors, you have to devote a lot of time into studying formulas, mechanics. You can't play video games all day. You won't get anywhere with that. So maybe if you want to go percentage-wise, I go with maybe 90% studying and then 10% relaxing, playing video games.
For KUOZ Channel 6 News, I'm Neil Thompson.
A major issue that affects many campuses across the country is partying. I spoke with a few students here at Ozarks to see if there's an issue here on campus.
You know, this past year has been really good. We haven't had a lot of incidents with violent activity or with alcoholism or anything like that. I would say maybe my first 2 years on campus we experienced some issues with some partying and things like that, but it's never been something that's been dangerous or anything like it. You know, it was something that we were able to get in there, get taken care of, and the situation was over pretty quickly.
Not particularly on our campus. We have such a small campus that, I mean, we're in a small town too. It's not a very big party town.
But, I mean, it goes on, and you can't hide the fact that it does. But I don't think that it's a huge problem. I don't think people just sit around and do it all the time without going in some kind of moderation. And I don't think it happens on campus. I think if it happens, it's usually off campus.
Affected your school life?
Personally, I haven't. My school life is still doing pretty good, but I know a few people who they've put their education a little on hold because of partying. They kind of stopped doing their homework or going to class because they're hungover or just didn't want to do it anymore.
I always make sure that my obligations are done first. If I'm going to party, I'm going to make sure that it's later than everything else. It's not going to interfere with my work week or school week or anything like that. And like I said, I do it all in moderation. I'm not going to go out and drink every night and have a hangover like the next day or during the week. It'll be mostly on the weekends and probably not as often as a lot of other people.
Being said, of course there's things that happen. There's things that happen everywhere. But I think we do a good job responding to the things that take place and making sure that the students know our rules and expectations.
For KUOZ Channel 6, I'm August Lau.